Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. Um, we are here in the building. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live stream. Hopefully, I can give you guys information that you guys appreciate and would enjoy. But I do want to thank you guys for being here. Let me shout you guys out in the chat. Right now, we have 4 viewers watching. Vern's Junk Closet, thank you so much for being here and being the first comment. I appreciate it. We have Eat to Live Strong in the building. How you doing? Hope you're well and resting. Salandal, my sister from the UK. What's going on? What's going on? And Larita just joined us. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope and pray everyone is well. Hope and pray everyone is well. Today, I want to try something a little different, if that's okay with you guys. If that's okay with you guys. Today, in this live stream, I'm going to be giving you guys or presenting to you guys a service that I provide for couples. Some of you guys may or may not know that I, on the side of teaching, on the side, I do marriage and family coaching. Counseling, but more like in a coaching type fashion where it's not so much of a me analyzing and telling couples and families what they need to do to improve. What we do is together as a collective, we come up with ways that they can improve. The goal of my approach to coaching and counseling is to create, independence where they are able to develop skills for them to be able to work out whatever challenges that they have. A good counselor will work to make sure that they're not needed. They work to make sure that they're not needed. So the goal is to create self-resilience and self-independent skills when it comes to problem solving, and that's the goal. And that's how I approach it. I will never see a couple longer than 10 sessions. If they have challenges that require more time, I would probably refer them out to a clinical specialist, not really a coaching or a marriage family counseling situation. There could be some deep seated issues there that run deeper into their marriage that they may need to sort out. But this is a service that I provide. I do have a website, togethernesscoaching.com. You probably should go and check it out. I think it's a nice site. I may have to change the picture of myself because it looks way too, formal. So I'm going to wind up changing that. But I do want to thank everybody for coming in here. Tiffany Chanel just exploded in the building, broke down the door, and she's sitting with us. Thank you so much, sis, for being here. All right. First up, before I get started, what's everybody doing right now? Because right now it's 9:34 in the East Coast. I imagine it would be 8:30 your time, Tiffany Chanel, and you have a lot of work that you do in the evening. So why are you awake? And if you're awake just to watch this live, I appreciate it. Thank you. You rock, sis. What's everybody doing this morning? What are we doing? What's happening? Before I get started with this presentation that I have. And this presentation is just the first session. So what I'm giving you guys is a sample of what I do with couples, and this is the first session. So this is just a sample. So maybe if you know of anybody, and this can also be done, through the internet, through virtually. So I provide the service virtually as well. I'm at a work meeting right now, so I'm a little quiet. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I just appreciate you being here and watching it with me, with us. So this service I could provide in person or virtually. And what I'm giving you guys today is just the first part of the first session that I would do with couples as a sample. So that's going to be my live stream today. Larita says she just finished cleaning and sipping on some lemon zinger tea. That sounds good. Any ginger in it? What is that? Zinger. I don't know. Zinger? I don't know. Breaking down doors. Yep. Molly December just stepped up in the building. Morning, everyone listening as I make phone calls. So handle Uh, so handle what you and Tiffany know about. Okay, cool. All right. Good morning. All right, man. So I'm excited about this. So I do have to hurry up because at 10:30, I am meeting with one of my little folk. Oh, the zinger is the ginger. Why don't they just call it lemon ginger tea? Why it's got to be lemon zinger tea? Why is it that everybody try to make everything so fancy and so, complicated? Lemon ginger tea. Listen, that's what it is. And I love ginger, by the way. All right. So at 10:30, I have to meet with one of my little humans online for some tutoring. So I will get started right now, okay? Right now. And I'm going to present it to you as if I would if I was in a virtual session with a couple, all right? So let me know what you guys think. Stay engaged in the chat. I may not read all the comments right away, but I will be hopefully looking back and talking to you guys as we go. And I do want to thank the 8 viewers watching right now. And if you don't mind, if you like the content, watch a little bit. And if you like it, hit the like button so that it'll make this video look good to YouTube. All right. And Alina, are you still there? Hope you're still there. Hope you're still watching. Hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. I figure it's the early afternoon for you. So I hope you're having a good day. All right. So let's get started. All right. So the name of my coaching service is called Togetherness Coaching. It's a play on words, TWO, togetherness. So it's about the husband and the wife working together to make sure that their marriage works. All right? Make sure the marriage works. And the name of this, so this specific one is for both pre-marriage coaching and marriage coaching as well. Sometimes we go into our marriages and we've been married maybe 2, 3, 4 years, and we're confused about the direction that our marriages are going into. And sometimes what we just need to do is recalibrate our marriage so that we can go into the future of our marriage, understanding what we want from our marriage, what our marriage means to us, and how we're going to be successful in it. So the purpose of this specific presentation or this series of coaching that I have with couples and pre-marriage counseling is to help couples develop a positive mindset for their marriages. All right. If I can get this switching. Togetherness. Recalibrate your marriage. Marriage is an institution that crosses generational and cultural boundaries. The strength of a marriage is built on the foundation in which the marriage is formed. Together, we will navigate through the realities of what marriage is to the couple and unfold strategies that will help you recalibrate your marriage. All right, now a little bit about myself, okay? You're probably wondering, who is this guy talking about marriage? What right does he have to talk about marriage, all right? And that's like a two-edged sword for me. I'll tell you why. I was married for 10 years, 10 whole years. And out of that 10 years of marriage, we produced 3 beautiful human beings. My oldest son, Isaiah, my middle to youngest, my middle son, Nathaniel, I'll say that, and my youngest son, Gabriel. I also, through my marriage, even though I'm not married anymore, was able to gain the love and affection of a daughter-in-law and now a grandson. All of that happened through the marriage, either directly or indirectly. So I was married for 10 whole years. The unfortunate thing is that my marriage ended after 10 years. We were actually married legally about 12 and a half years, almost 12 and a half years. But 12 years, 12 and a half years. But we were married, living together, non-separated for 10. In March of 2009, my ex-wife left, and I have been a single father. And single father for that time. While I was married, though, I was a full-time assistant pastor at a church. I was running the youth ministry and the educational ministry at the church. So I was a pastor, married 10 years, and now I was a pastor who was separated and on his way to getting a divorce. And you know how hindsight is, 2020. When you look back, you think, wow, like, I don't know if I deserved to have her leave me. Like, what did I do that she left? And when I look back, although I was a faithful husband, although I was home every night, I provided as best as I could. I worked hard for my family, worked hard for my kids. I loved my family. I loved being a husband. Like, I enjoyed being a husband. Even when times were bad, I liked having that title as a husband. My job as a pastor really took over a lot of my time. And it was just overwhelming. I was at the church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 to 5. And then 2 Mondays out of the month, I was at the church in the evenings for meetings. Every Tuesday night for prayer. Every Wednesday night for Bible study. Every Thursday night for youth worship practice. Every Friday night for youth group, a youth service. Saturdays, if there was a function at the church, I was mandated to be there. And although they considered Sunday as an off day, I was still required to be at 3 services on a Sunday. The 8:30 a.m., 11 a.m., and the 6:30 p.m. service. My life was consumed by the church, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been my family first and them getting most of my time, but it wasn't the case. So ultimately, which is not the sole reason why she left, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the reasons why she left, is why I am divorced today. And I had to look back and think, well, what did I do to contribute to her leaving? Because I didn't do the best job in treating my wife not to leave me. I wasn't abusive. I wasn't unfaithful. I never once dipped out of my marriage, but it still wasn't enough for her to stay, right? So I had to go back and think, wow, what happened? And every now and then I remember going to church leadership, and trying to get some help, and they couldn't help me. They really couldn't help me. Like, the marriage, and I was in a situation where I was counseling couples in having marriage problems in the church, and really just telling them, well, let's see what the Bible says about it. You guys need to go home and pray. Remember, divorce is not an option, and that's what the Bible says. So try to work it out. So even then, as an assistant pastor, I wasn't prepared to help couples effectively, just like they weren't prepared to help me effectively. So when I was looking for help, I couldn't find the right help, because pastors may be knowledgeable in the Word of God. They may have degrees in theology. But when it comes to relationships and trauma and things like that, they're inexperienced for the most part. And I thought to myself, well, what can I do to help that? Because I'm divorced, and I would like to see marriages flourish. I still believe heavily in marriage. I still respect the institution of marriage and love marriage. Love the concept of a man and a wife becoming one, right? I love that. So what can I do to help couples not fall into the same situation that I fell in? So I decided to go to school and get a master's in marriage and family counseling. That's the degree right there, the bottom one. Yeah, Master's of Arts in Marriage and Family Counseling. Just so that I can help couples in hopes that they will not see themselves in the situation that I have myself in now, and that's being a divorced person. So that's a little bit about me. And I think that if I had this specific training or workshop when I was married, who knows, I could have still been married today. But I guess considering where we are now, it may not have been the case, because we're very different. And that's what it is at this specific moment. So that's a little bit about me. All right. What to expect from Togetherness, Marriage, and Family Coaching. So when I do these sessions, I make sure that they know these 5 things up front. Here are the 5 expectations of togetherness, okay? We will pray before and after each session. That means that even if the session was hot and heavy and you guys can't stand each other, which can happen, we're still going to pray afterwards. Still going to pray afterwards, okay? Regardless, we are going to go before the Lord and pray, all right? Next, each person will receive the utmost respect from all present parties. There will be an atmosphere of respect and honor toward everybody in attendance in that meeting whenever we meet. There will be no disrespect. You'll be able to share freely, but you're not going to be disrespecting one another. An opportunity to understand yourself better. So that's what we're trying to do, to get everyone involved to understand themselves better, and also have an opportunity to understand your spouse better. A lot of times we go into marriage counseling situations hoping that the counselor will fix the other person. What we should be going into counseling thinking, well, how can I fix myself through the situation? Okay? At the same time, hoping that our spouse get a little, something also, a little fixing as well. All right? And next, discover a pathway that leads you closer to God individually and as a couple. A three-chord strand is not easily broken. That's you, your spouse, and God. All right? No matter what it is that you guys go through, the three of you guys, you, your spouse, and God, can handle any situation that come your way, as long as you do not lose faith in God first and in each other. And remember, we're not perfect. So when we try to make things right, in our imperfection, we must go to the perfect God to help us. All right. Mona Cole, thank you so much for coming through. All right. The foundation. The Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." I will make him a helper fit for him. The foundation. Establishing the foundation of togetherness will secure the building blocks of your marriage. Now, let me go back to the scripture. Okay. It's not good that man should be alone. I'll make him a helper fit for him. God's idea of marriage was to start community through the marriage. Okay? It doesn't say that that God will make him a helper that's subservient. God will make him a helper that's dominant over him. God will make him a helper fit for him, which means that they fit together. They fit together. Okay? Now remember that. They fit together. Establishing the foundation of togetherness will secure the building blocks of your marriage. Your experience is like the bricks that's building your home, and togetherness is the things that glue the bricks together to make sure that your house and your marriage is established and firm. You're creating a foundation, all right? Make sure that it's built on togetherness. So why should couples get married? What does love have to do with it? Why should couples get married? And what does love have to do with it? What reason does God have for establishing marriage? Let's check that out. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." Okay? So if you look at that, we don't see anything in there where it refers to it's not good that man should be alone. I'm going to make him a partner for him to love for the rest of his life. We have an idea about love that is extremely self-centered. Okay? A lot of times when we think about love, we think about the feeling and the emotion involved with love. I love, and the thing is, in the American vernacular, love has taken so many different meanings that it's even hard to fully define anymore. You can't really define it, because I just drank some coffee, and I love this coffee. I love this coffee. And what's crazy is somebody just learning the English language, I can tell them, man, I love my wife so much. And then the next day tell them, I love my coffee. And they're like, huh? So we have a very because this coffee tastes good to me, I love it. I love this coffee because it tastes good to me. All right? I love this microphone because it makes me sound better. That's not really what love is in the context of how it should be defined in a marriage, right? So when we look at love, we shouldn't be looking at love in a marriage as far as how we feel in the marriage. Really, it should be what we choose to be in the marriage. In a marriage relationship, and many people may disagree, and you're more than welcome to disagree. But in a marriage relationship, in any relationship with a person, when you love somebody, you got to make sure that that love is a choice. And the reason why is feelings come and go. Emotions fluctuate. At one moment, you can be at a high, and then you can be at a low. And just because you're at a low doesn't mean that you don't love that person anymore. You still choose to love that person. You still choose to make it fit for that marriage to work. Whether it's a good time, you guys are having good times or bad times, you still need to make that marriage fit. That's a choice. That's a choice. My husband is getting on my nerve right now. I am going to love him anyway. My wife is driving me nuts with this nagging. Like, she just can't leave me alone. But I'm going to love her anyway. True love is void of emotion. It's really voided of emotion. You will feel good eventually in your marriage if you guys are having a low point, especially if you're choosing to stay faithful and stay fit in the marriage. Why I said fit. Fit reminds me of Tiffany Chanel. Staying fit. You got to stay fit in your marriage. Fit. All right. I'm going to steal that, okay? All right. So togetherness. Keywords. Alone. Alone is a one-way concept. Helper is a two-way concept. Two-way concept. Okay? In a marriage, we help each other. We are both helpers to one another. That means that we both equally have a role to play to make sure that our marriage stays fit and stays together. God created male and female to function as a team and share the joys of God's creation. That's a quote by Ronald E. Hawkins. And if you want to read the book, it's called Strengthening Marital Intimacy. Okay, you can check that book out. People whose primary reason to marry is other than love, such as to have children with someone they believed would be a good co-parent, to have financial security, or for companionship, generally have longer and perhaps better marriages because their choices are made for defined purposes. Susan Pease. Isn't that deep? So she's saying, based on her research, that people who marry for reasons other than love find that they have better marriages. Wow. Jay and Sash, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Hope all is well. But then as she says, people who get married based on them choosing somebody who may be a good co-parent, financial stability, or for companionship, not even for love, for good companionship, find that they have better marriages because they got married for a defined purpose. I love you. You make me feel good. Let's get married. Okay. 6 months later, we're trying to get the marriage annulled because you don't make me feel good anymore. Lauryn Hill said it best a couple of years ago. Now, we really don't know love. We love what stimulates us. And what happens when that love, that thing that we loved, doesn't stimulate us anymore? We don't love it anymore. That's not true love. When we find somebody that we can actually marry for a specific purpose, that marriage will last longer because you have a goal in mind. You have a goal in mind. We're going to do this together. We're going to accomplish this together. Not, I love you, so you make me feel good. I'm going to marry you. All right? We have a specific goal in mind. We want to build wealth. We want to have a strong family, and you look like you're going to be a responsible mother. You know what? Let me consider you. You know what I'm saying? All right. So it's pretty deep, and it's really good information. And let me ask you guys this. Put it in the chat. Do you guys think that it's okay for people to get married just because of love? Leave a comment in the chat, and let's talk it out. All right? Let's talk it out. Love needs a foundation to grow upon. That foundation is togetherness. Togetherness. Togetherness is the purpose of why we get married. We don't get married because we feel like this person is going to love me for the rest of my life. Or if we do get married for that reason, we need to recalibrate that. We need to recalibrate that. Mona Cole says, I literally just talked about this on IG on Monday. Yeah, I promise you, I didn't bite off of you. I did not bite off of you. I promise. But it's a good conversation to have. My stance was never just to get married because of love. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, when we get married just because of love, we really get married because of the stimulation of that person or how that person stimulates us. And then if they don't stimulate us the way we want to anymore, then we don't get married. We fall out of love and want to get a divorce. I think love can be the foundation, but that cannot be it. Okay. All right. Anybody else? What do you guys think? Should people get married simply because they love one another? Should they get married simply because they love one another? I don't know if we oh yeah. I think I may be following you. I'm not sure. I'll find out. If not, I will definitely follow you on IG. All right. So love needs a foundation to grow upon. So I can all right, so I'll say it like this, right? And this is a two-edged sword again also, because they say in countries like India, a divorce is less prevalent. And a lot of times it's because the marriages are arranged. They're arranged because the families come together and they marry the parties off for a specific purpose. Now, I love the concept of arranged marriages where the families get involved in helping a young couple come together. My concern about that is in a lot of the societies, the male is so dominant that he's able to physically abuse his wife, and it's a part of the culture. That I can't rock with. I like the concept of families coming together to support and even help choose the right mate for their young people, but there has to be a very you gotta walk a thin line there and be very cautious with that. So yeah, I told my sons, like, if you let me choose your wife, I will hook you up. You will not be disappointed. On the wedding day, you'll be like, yo, Dad, son, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, a lot of people aren't open to arranged marriages, and I understand that. Like, and I get it. But the reason why a lot of arranged marriages work is because they got married for a specific purpose, and that purpose was the foundation, and love grew on that. Love grew on that foundation. Not we got married because of love, and now we're trying to build. Whenever you make a decision based on emotions, that foundation is like sand. And when things get hard, all right, that emotion will crumble just like sand, and whatever you guys built will fall. It will fall. And we got the minister of music in here. Terrence, how you doing? How you doing, bro? All right. So although love is, and I'm not saying that love is not important. Love is important in a marriage. All right. Love will grow in a marriage, but love can't be the foundation. There has to be a different foundation. That foundation should be togetherness, a purpose of why you guys are getting married. Isn't God supposed to choose? Well, Golden Phoenix, first off, thank you for joining. All right. Second, I've had conversations with people about, isn't God supposed to choose? If we look in the Bible, there's nowhere really where God chose a spouse for somebody. Okay, we look through the Bible, and I think that's a beautiful concept that we have. God help us choose, and we can pray for our spouse. But throughout the Bible, all right, I think that the only instance was Isaac. I think Isaac. But even then, Abraham had his servant go and find the spouse. So it's a beautiful concept, but it's not really a biblical concept where we ask God to pick our wives for us or our husbands for us. You don't find that in the Bible. You really don't. And if you do, it's like one instance where it's happened, and that's it. We can't formulate a whole theology on something that we only see one time in the Bible. So really what God gives us is wisdom in finding a wife. He gives us passages, Proverbs 31, on how to find a good wife. He tells us in Ephesians what makes a good husband and what makes a good wife. He tells us in Timothy, Paul tells Timothy, this is how you should behave as a husband. All right. In James, this is how you behave as a husband and a wife. So the Bible does tell us that and give us wisdom in what we need to do to choose the right spouse. But we don't find that God is telling every single person in the Bible who got married, this is who you need to marry. Okay. We can't look at every situation. We can't look at one situation and say, okay, well, because it happened in this one specific instance in the Bible, that's how it is. So, yeah. But but it is a beautiful concept to have God choose. And am I saying does God not choose spouses? No. God will definitely speak to people and say, this is the person that you should marry. And then you work toward that. But it doesn't happen in every situation. It's not every instance. All right. So, this was actually the end of the session 1. All right. And I am not going to go into session 2. I may do that next week, but I am going to end this here. I'm going to go back to me, and I want to have a discussion with you guys about what I just shared. All right. So let's talk it out. Let's talk it out. What do you guys think? Is love enough? What does love got to do with it? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Who needs it? All right. So let's talk it out, guys. Although heart was one of the reasons we married, we also wed because of money security, our children, etc. Our divorce wasn't based on us no longer being in love with each other. He cheated and filed for divorce. Yeah. All right. Which is not a good situation. Ouch. Yeah. I would sing it, but my voice don't sound like Tina. My voice sounds like Andre. And if I start singing now, every single one of you guys will leave the chat. Leave the stream. I need these views. Okay, please stop now. Yeah. So love, is love enough, right? Should love be the foundation of a marriage? We have to understand that love is important. And I'm not saying that love is important. Okay. But with our concept of love, we really love what stimulates us. So let's not make love the foundation of our marriage. Let's make togetherness the foundation. Let's look for relationships that has a specific purpose in mind. Golden Phoenix says, love isn't enough. There is a portion where love is important. I agree. Love is important, but it shouldn't be the foundation. So when I say foundation, right? Foundation is this. Sometimes the weather gets rough, right? My mother has a house in Orlando, right? In the Orlando area. And Florida is known for getting strong hurricanes. If a foundation is strong, even if the house breaks down, the foundation is still there. And if the foundation is still there, you can build upon that foundation. And that's sometimes we need to recalibrate. We need to recalibrate our marriage. Sometimes some of the negative things that we've brought into the marriage may need to be broken down. But if we break it all the way down, love can't be at the base of it. It can't be the foundation. Because that feeling of love comes and goes. We don't want a foundation that comes and goes. We want a foundation that's rock solid, that's there, right? And if we have a rock solid foundation, we can build. And in between almost every other block, we can put a block of love, right? Put a block of love. Love is like the accents of the house, right? If we remove the accents, the bones are still good. The bones are still good, right? But let's say if you're building a house, the foundation could be togetherness. It could be God. It could be something substantial, right? That if it breaks down, The house breaks down, the foundation is still there, and you can continue. You can rebuild. Right. The bones of the house should be something concrete, like we got married for financial stability. I married her because she proved herself to be a good mom. Right. I married him because he's going to be a protector, provider, and he's going to bring peace to the home. Things like that. Right. And then when we accent the house with things that make us feel good, like love. Like, how many of us buy a house, right? And we look at the house and we think, okay, I love how, this wall is just there. I love how the frame is just set up. It's like, I love it. We don't care about loving the frame or the wall, because when we go into a house that's absolutely bare, we make it our own. We turn it into something that we love. Your marriage needs to be turned into something that you love. It should not be love and then you turn it into something else. You get married on a foundation that's strong, and then you turn that foundation and you build up something that you love. Preach. God bless you, Chad. Thank you, Minister of Music. I appreciate it. All right. I agree. Thank you. Love, trust, finances, security, safety for marriage. Yes, 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 and yes. All of that, VMC show. All of that is important in a marriage. All of that should be the foundational aspects of a relationship. Which leads me to this. If I was talking to a couple who was getting married, I would talk to them about why they would get married. And the second they say, well, I'm in love with them and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with them, I would tell them that's not enough. When I officiate weddings, and yes, I am a marriage officiant also, there's a portion of the ceremony where I ask them, why do they want to get married? And I tell them up front, like, you're going to share this from your heart, but you cannot say because they're the love of my life. You can't say that, because you need to have something concrete, a specific reason why you want to marry them. Don't forget to thumbs up and host and the webinar as you enter the stream. Please do thumbs it up. Hit that like button. And if you can, share it out. I would appreciate that as well. So true. Yes. And what about friendships? Isn't this just as important? Friendships with each other. Now that's the beautiful thing about the pre-marriage portion of it. Encouraging them to just develop friendships. Like being now, for instance, that having a friendship is companionship. If you get married to somebody who is your best friend and you know that you guys are going to be amazing companions with one another, that you guys are partners, you guys are ride or die, that's a good foundation to build upon. That's a good foundation to build upon. It's a beautiful thing, right? A lot of times we get married for superficial reasons. A man can see a beautiful woman with beautiful hair and beautiful eyes and beautiful lips and a beautiful body, and she checks off all the physical check marks that a man could possibly want in a woman, and they will make a decision to marry based on that, and that's only because she physically stimulates that person, right? They're not friends. They don't spend a lot of time together. And when they do, it's like a little contentious. But she looked good. She looked good. All right? That's not important. It'll be better to marry somebody that is your best friend, that knows you, knows the ins and outs of you, that you know the ins and outs of them, and develop a relationship that way as well. Companionship. That's a beautiful thing. Shouldn't they answer that at marriage counseling? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, when I do pre-marriage counseling, we talk about that, and I tell the couple, if they ask them, well, why are we here? Why do you guys want to get married? And if they say, well, they're the love of my life, or I really love them, I tell them, well, that can't be the reason why you get married, or the only reason why you want to get married. The worst thing I don't like is you complete me. That is total BS. If you don't love yourself, there is no way you can love me. I agree with that too. I agree with that. But there's also another side to it also, VMC. Like, so I liken marriage into a puzzle piece, and I'll get into this with couples at a later session. Um, Marriage is like a puzzle piece, right? And no, I can function independently without a wife, right? But if I have a wife, I am, and if I am her husband, I am looking to support her in ways that that I'm strong at, that she may be weak at, and vice versa. I want her to support me in ways that she's stronger at, that I may be weak at. And it's like a puzzle piece. You fit together. So in essence, it's sort of like them completing each other, but it's not like they completing each other because they are, what's the word? They aren't good enough without them. You know what I'm saying? So it's, and I'm not talking about that whole Jerry Maguire thing, like you complete me. That's all, fantasy. That's all fantasy. Like I say it like this: when puzzles come together, right? For the puzzle piece to stick, there's got to be friction on the sides. If you don't push it in, the puzzle piece will come out. It'll come out, and then it won't stay. And for the puzzle, for the entire puzzle, right, to be secure and sturdy, every piece has to be there. Every piece has to be there. Otherwise, it's going to crumble. Thank you so much, Mona Cole. I appreciate that. OMG, VC, I say that very thing all the time. You and only you can make you happy and complete yourself in life. Absolutely. That companionship, friendship creates an intimacy that is unmatched to the physical attraction. You better preach, Larita. Thought you meant at the ceremony. No, at the ceremony, I say that also. But I don't only say it at the ceremony. Yeah. Right, Molly? Because if that person leaves, what happens to you? Do you break down and fall apart? That's right. You got to be able to stand on your own. I say it like this. No man's an island, all right, but every man should be able to function on their own. You must love yourself before anyone else can love you. I taught that to my daughter because she always felt it was vain to love yourself. I said it's vain to be conceited, not love yourself. Very true. Welcome into the live stream, everyone. Please thumbs up as you enter. Thank you. Yes, please. Thumbs up. All right. Share it out if you can. What do you say to those who say they're soul-mated, spirit-mated, twin flames? I do not agree with the whole soulmate, spirit-mate, and twin flames thing. I don't ascribe to that because, again, I really think that we all have choice. We can have a strong connection, but the soulmates, I've heard people talk about this person's my soulmate, and then they break up, and then they never talk again. If they were really soulmates, they would understand that they may not have been compatible with one another, but they can still stay connected as beautiful platonic friends. The soulmate really is derived from this person makes me feel good, I make them feel good at the moment. But you guys can disagree, and I welcome dialogue about this also. But I don't ascribe to the whole soulmate thing. Friendships, trust, love, support, and behavior, and continues growth and spiritual. 32 years strong here. That's right, 32 years. You should be here doing this, not me. All right. In fact, eat to live strong. Take the chair. 32 years. That's a beautiful thing, man. When I got married, we got married young enough where we would have probably saw like platinum anniversary. It didn't work out for us, but it's beautiful to see that there are people who have been married, happily married, or successfully married for the amount of years that you've been married. Right, Marley, December? Mm-hmm. OMG, I need to collaborate with you. I was a widow at a young age, and if I did not love me and God, I would have been a total mess. Real talk, for real. Like, yeah. It's, you need that 3, right? You need that 3. God is like the ultimate non-negotiable in a marriage. Or he should be. He should be that non-negotiable. Yeah. I try to be as funny as I can. Yeah. Exactly, VC. Show you have show you have to be able to function with the same strength once that person leaves. We may have a few days of sorrow because something we felt was beautifully ended, but we must keep on going. But you also know that, so studies have been done, right? When relationships end, it's not as extreme, but people go through a mourning phase because a relationship has ended. When people pass away, people that we are close to, we mourn them because we won't have the same relationship anymore. We won't have that same connection with the person who has passed away. So when people end relationships, they have a similar feeling of mourning because that same relationship that they once had, they will no longer have. And there should be an opportunity and time for couples to mourn after a breakup, after a divorce, and allow them to mourn the way they need to mourn, as long as it's in a healthy way. Like they're not breaking out windows in somebody's car. Okay? Ladies? Okay? I agree. I'm no preacher, Dre. I'm a people person who pays attention, and I'm an intercessor on a level or two. All right. So make sure you guys make sure you intercess for me, because I need all the prayers I can get. For real. Exactly. Very similar feeling of mourning. Yeah, it's true. And people don't realize that. Like, you need to get over him, right? That's why when people break up, like girls, like let's say, it's May, right? June is approaching, and the boyfriend breaks up with her. The worst thing she can do is have a hot girl summer. And that's the worst thing. What she needs to do is deal with the feeling of mourning and gradually and healthily move on from that relationship. Say no to hot girl summers. All right. Why'd that look, Dre? Did someone break your car windows? No, thank God. I had somebody bend my license plate once, though. I'll tell you that much. That was kind of funny. So in that mourning phase, if there is an insecurity that gives them a sense of worthlessness, this is where self-love comes in and help create the balance needed. Absolutely. I agree. And if there is insecurity, what he or she needs to do is surround themselves around people that would build them up. LOL, hush up. Breaking the windows, lady. Men stalking you or busting your tire. This is another topic. Yeah. But here's the thing, right? The reason why they're upset is because they don't know how to deal with that mourning phase. They don't know how to deal with mourning the loss of a relationship. Hot girl summer, big up. I think I started something here. All right. Yeah. So we have to give our opportunity for people to mourn broken relationships. Mourn it. Guys, is my face greasy? I had like a roll of paper towel here just in case so I can dab. Because my last live stream, you guys let me be greasy on camera. I blame you guys. Got to dab it because you don't want to ruin the skin. Sticks Girl, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate it. We are about to end it in about like another 10 minutes. But we were talking about togetherness and recalibrating our marriage. I was giving a presentation on the first session that I would do with couples in our pre-marriage series, where either virtually or in person. Please refrain from using. Okay. Oh yeah. So Nightbot is alive. I tell you this. I haven't seen Nightbot in my chat in a while. Hey Nightbot, thank you so much for coming through and managing the chats. Where you been my whole life? So if you put too many emojis, it will erase it. They follow you and show up at your job. That's because you are quality women. That's why. If a man is showing up at your job and he's like, "Yo, we're not breaking up," that's because just take it like this. Wow, I'm that much of a quality woman, a quality female, that he wants to show up at my job. I mean, I'm still going to call the cops. I'm still going to file a restraining order. But wow, like I must be the bomb. I've never busted a window, but I did wet his car and poured flour all over the wet car and left it baking in the sun. Wow. Okay. Now that's a whole, because you know how hard it was to probably clean that off? That's like, break my windows, please. Break my windows. I could pay to get that favor. If I got to sit there and scrub pancake off my car and risk my paint job, that's mean. That's mean. Yes, I hate that I missed it. I'll chat. Okay, cool. Catch the replay. And please make sure you chat with us also in the replay or in the comment section, because the chat won't be there. Oh, you didn't put any symbols? Let me see. Let me see if I can see the message. I don't know if I can see the message. All right, it's not letting me see your message. Oh, no, you're fine. Did I just gain a subscriber? Life with Melly just subscribed. Hey, somebody please put her link out for me, one of my moderators. Please put her link on there. Thank you so much for coming through. And Golden Phoenix, thank you so much for coming through as well. I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you being here. Dudes do the same. All right. I think we have your comments here. I'm sorry about that, Larita. All right. Nightbot is touchy. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little sensitive. You got to be nice to Nightbot. So next time, Larita, make sure you come in and say, hey, Nightbot, hope you're having a good day. I don't know. Would you ever tell them you don't feel they are supposed to be together? Absolutely. That's the whole purpose of marriage, pre-marriage counseling. If they're not compatible, and I'll tell them. And I'll also tell them why. I won't just say, yeah, you guys don't fit. Like, don't even get married. I would tell them why they wouldn't be right for each other. Or that they would have to delay the marriage and or the wedding and spend a little bit more time together to see if they are compatible. One thing I don't want is for anybody that I help in pre-marriage counseling or officiate their wedding to get a divorce. As somebody who loves marriage, regardless of being divorced, I don't want to marry a couple that will ultimately get a divorce. Like, I would fight tooth and nail to make sure that they stay together, see what I can do to help them. And I'll even provide it for free. If I do your marriage ceremony, right, and you come to me and tell me you're having marriage problems, I'm not charging you anything. I am going to help you guys as much as I can within, reason and within, reasonable time from that I can give. But if I officiated your wedding and you guys are having marriage problems, you guys can come to me at any time, whether it's 10 days or 10 years. I'm going to be there to help you guys for free. For free. All right. Hi, Nightbot. That's funny. Dre, I felt the flour was better than slashing his tires. See, now here's the thing, right? I'm a Christian, right? And I won't slash anybody's tires. But I will deflate them bad boys. I will deflate them. I will put a needle inside the pinhole and till it's fully flat. I'll do that. But I won't slash them. That's mean. That's mean. I know you from high school. Oh, wait. Is Golden Phoenix, is that also your IG name? Because if that's your IG name, I know exactly who you are. So please tell me before I get all excited. Because it's been years. King Petty. Yo, for real. I'm King Petty. I could be petty. Anybody can be petty. But I'm not petty in the sense that I'm trying to hurt you or break you. All right? I just want you to learn your lesson. That's all it is. That's all it is. Just, you're going to learn your lesson. You're going to learn today. Thank you so much, VMC Show, for sharing out Life with Melly. If you have not connected with them, please do so. They are a new subscriber to the channel. Thank you so much for joining the family. Thank you so much for joining the family. You are such a blessing, Harrison. Oh, really? Thank you, Harrison Family Vlogs. I told my cousin yesterday that I want to be a blessing. Aw. You should do something like this also. Like, do a live and present this as well. Like, that'll be dope. And I think a lot of people will definitely watch that. All right. Golden Phoenix, let me know. Is this who I think it is? Please let me know. You're welcome. Well, first off, thank you. Like, you don't have to thank me. You're here. So I am thanking you for being here, because you don't have to be at whatever time you are, because you can be doing something else, and I appreciate you being here. I really do. What's up? Yeah, how you been? Well, first, thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate it. How's the family? I think you have a son. How's your son doing? Hope he's well. I can say I've learned a few things watching your last few. Oh, thank you so much. Like, that's my hope. Like, by no means do I pretend to be or tell people that I'm like a relationship expert. I'm not. I live and I learn, and anything that I learn, I try to disseminate to people out there. So if I learn something, I want other people to know it also, especially if it can benefit them. So I am not a relationship expert. Like, this master's in marriage and family counseling don't make me a master relationship expert. It just means that I did some studies, and I am going to try to use what I learned to help couples and help people. And that's it. So I'm thankful that you were able to learn some things. And by you guys being here, I'm learning as well. So thank you. All right. So make sure you guys connect with Life with Melly. Please connect with them. All right. Trust Harrison Family Vlogs. You and Tiffany Chanel have given me streaming ideas with the slides. Yeah. Yo. So I wanted to do this, but Tiffany Chanel was doing it, and I'm like, yo, if she can do it, I can do it too. So, yeah. So I figured, let me do it, because I have a few of these that I have done for years, and I have been invited to do seminars and speak at conferences where I have PowerPoint presentations. So I figured if I'm going to go live, I can share some knowledge that I have, some things that I've learned, and share it with you guys. I am an inquisitive person, so excuse me if I ask a lot of questions. You don't learn unless you ask questions. My kids used to ask me questions all the time. And although it used to get on my nerves, I try not to stifle their curiosity, because that's how they learn. That's how we all learn. There's no such thing as a dumb question, unless it's a dumb question. Let me see. What streaming software are you using? I'm using Streamlabs OBS. I've been wanting to use StreamYard, but StreamYard doesn't broadcast in 1080p. For me, that's important. That's important. The only downside to Streamlabs OBS is inviting people up to talk with you. I would have to do a whole lot of pre-show preparation for that to happen in Streamlabs OBS. And I would have to use outside entities like Skype or something to have a two camera view. He deflated my tires. Unbelievable. Did not. Congrats on 1K. So thank you so much. Well, yeah, and I'm at over 1,000 subs right now. Hopefully the purge won't decrease that. But yeah, I'm at 1,000 subs. I have my community tab. I'm just waiting on YouTube to allow me to start live streaming from my phone. YouTube, get on it. All right, get on it. And my video yesterday was flagged again and removed, and I had to appeal it again. This live is probably going to get flagged, and it's going to have to be appealed for it to. So you may come back and notice that it's gone. I'll just appeal it so that it'll come back up. Don't worry about it. Hey, Dre, I'm good. 2 boys. My oldest graduated high school. I see your son is part of our Pirates family. Yes, he is. Yes. So our kids are graduating high school. My son's on his way to Morehouse. What is your son going to college? And if so, which college is he going to? I'm going to end the live in about 30 seconds, guys. Oh, you're also a Harrison. Wonder if we are related. If you are the same complexion as I am, or a shade darker or shade lighter, there's a strong possibility that you are related to me. If you live in Brooklyn, New York, or you live in Pensacola, Florida, we are probably related. I'm dead serious. We are probably related. So let me know. Let me know. Don't tell me exactly where you live, because I don't want anybody watching the live showing up at your house. But you could state what city you live in. I'll accept that. So let me know. Life with Melly. Caregiver also says, I'm happy we have inspired and gave you ideas. Yeah. See you later. Yeah, see you later too, Salindel. I'm not premiering a video today at 3:00 because I went live this morning. Oh, your husband deflated your tires. Okay, as long as he didn't slash it though. But that's still messed up. It's me flagging you, or you. Listen, stop. Like that's what they're doing to me. Like they can't deflate my tires, so they're flagging my videos. I guess. You used to live in Brooklyn. Okay. Life with Mel. I need you to find me on Instagram. Seriously, hold on. Find me on Instagram and shoot me a DM. Let me see. My Instagram name is. Is that it? That's my Instagram. Okay. If you can find me and shoot me a DM, if you used to live in Brooklyn, there's a strong possibility that we may be related. Because if you're a Harrison in Brooklyn, you are probably my cousin. All right. Because there weren't a lot of us, and if they are, we were concentrated in one area. I won't say the area because I don't want anybody showing up to my family out there and saying, "Is your last name Harrison? Do you know Andre? Yeah, what's up? Like that's my people." Or you could, I don't mind. All right. So if you have that, hit me up. Okay. He's going to college, Gutman College in the city. All right, nice. Congratulations. Our babies are going to college. Isn't that crazy? Oh, it's 10:32. I have to go so I can meet up with my student. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have not done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so it'll notify you when I upload new videos. And please like the video if you like it and share it out to anybody that you believe may benefit from this service that I provide. All right? God bless you guys. Love you. And I'm going to call it a day. Peace.